Now, ZooClubs, here we are going to deal basically with alien plants. Now, we have heard of cats that are afraid of water and that revolt when you throw water to them. But now, today we are going to deal with one cat that really loves you when you throw water, which is a cat. Now, basically, this is an alien plant which we have identified within the zoo that it grows very rapidly and it grows very quickly. So, as being an alien plant, we have noticed that it's becoming a problem because it sucks the nutrients of other plants in such a manner that other plants don't get enough nutrients to grow themselves up. So we are seeing problems in such a manner. Now, what you've noticed is the fact that in terms of the catalogue creepers, down there where they grow, they have certain things we call tubes, which is where they store their nutrients. Now, in storage of those nutrients, they help the plant to grow properly. So, and in their growth, they can grow very rapidly as they are alien plants, consuming much more water in the process as well. Now, what we have seen is the fact that we have come here to look at a suitable method in which we can control this cat slug creeper. Now, what we have noticed is the fact that if we start by cutting the plant from down where the tubes are, we are actually impacting the point where the nutrients of the plants are. Now, we'll see here as they cut the plant to show us how we can do it properly. So, now that's it. Now, by starting to cut the plant like this, we have actually affected the manner in which it grows because we have cut the line in which the nutrients are transported. So this means that the upper plant will no longer receive nutrients. So the non-recipient of nutrients to the upper plant means that the plant will no longer grow properly because the level of nutrients will be low. But then doing this is not enough because we'll have to come back again and cut the plant and observe how we did the method and to see to each that the method we did works properly, and then we'll cut again. Now in the cutting again, we'll make sure that the nutrients that are supplied within the plants are affected. So in such a manner, it will mean that the plant will no longer grow properly. Am I understood correctly?
Yes.
So what happens is that as it no longer grows properly again, the plant will slowly die and decay because the lack of nutrients in your plants means that the plant will no longer receive nutrients.
Now what's going to happen with the one that we have cut this part?
Now what happens with this part is that now we see that we have cutted the main part or the base of the plant. So the nutrients mainly come from this part. So the part that goes up will start dying out because we'll see things such as this, wherein the green pigment will start to die out and the drying of the plant will begin. Because when plants dry and their leaves become grayish, it simply shows the fact that the plant has just lost its nutrients. So what will happen to this part is that it will decay out. As we can see here, you may come close and see. Now as we can see here, some of the leaves started drying out, which shows that in the previous times when we tried controlling the plants, the cutting down of the nutrients of the plants actually worked. We see here that it shows the missing of some vital nutrients and vitamins to the plants which come back from the base. So it means that through time, this will show that the plant will dry out and will start to decay in a certain way. So any questions so far?
So this meaning cutting of the plant is the effective method.
Now this is the
control this kind of plant.
Yes, this is the effective method because we also look at the type of plant that we are controlling. Now, unlike for example this tree is a great tree. We can cut this one out and use chemical methods because it's a greater tree. The chemicals will be applicable. But now we look at this one. It's a very minute plant because when pouring the chemicals will be just wasting. So cutting down and coming to observe the cutting that you did in the previous time will actually help in eradicating such plants. Because the more you cut down, the more you cut down the pathway to the nutrients for the upper plant. Therefore, it does such.
So can you guys identify this plant when you see it in your schools, in your community? Can you be able to identify it?
Yes.
Yeah. And now you know for sure that now the only method that works to control this is mechanical, where now you don't use chemicals, but you're only cutting the tree, the plant where it starts growing, so that now you can reduce the amount of nutrients in those tubes. Okay. So whenever you find this kind of plant, you should be able to know it and know how to do it. Okay. So we are going to move into the zoo and try to identify other areas where we've got this plant, so that now we can apply the same method. Okay. Or probably we can use different methods and ultimately find the suitable method that we are going to be able to apply. Okay, thank you.
Nice. Now I would also like to elaborate on another fact. Now one might ask themselves why the plant is called the cat slug creeper. Now we look at one of the characteristics of the plant, which is the fact that the plant has lost itself. Now we know that one of the famous animals to have claws is the cat. So it's named after the cat being the claw keeper simply because of the containance of the claws, as you can see here. And the claws really hold and they can hurt you if you are not noticing properly. So that's the reason behind the naming of the plant.
Oh, nice.
So I guess we understood everyone.
Very good, very good. Thank you for your time.